Another trucker can't make a turn in Harahan, Louisiana. I have to kind of get out of the way for him. Also, houses on sticks, the elevated portions of I-55 and I-10 down in the bayou. And let's see, also cancel loads, Rusty, and more on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and furry studio audience. That's Rusty, the world-famous Meatball Dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. Alright, lousy side of trucking. Spent most of the morning trying to find a load out of Hammond, Louisiana is where I was at the Petro after delivering my second stop down in New Orleans. And got this load that I picked up over here in, what was the name of the place, for crying out loud? Plaquemine, something like that. Louisiana, south of Baton Rouge. And, well, it got canceled after I got here. Well, they said that somebody had already picked up without pickup number, so I don't know what the hell happened. So, now we've got I did find another load. So now we're going to try to get over, let's see if hopefully that guy can get around me. I don't know if he can. There's a truck stop nearby I'm trying to get to just so I can run in and go to the bathroom and stuff, and then we're going to head over to the Petro in Egan, Louisiana for a load. I've got a load I've got to pick up tomorrow in Westlake, Louisiana. That's going up to Barberton, Ohio. So like I say, you gotta love it when things get canceled like that. Okay, I may get a chance to get across this thing here. Alright, we're good to the right. We're almost good to the left. Gotta love these four-way highways where you just gotta try to get across when you can, baby. And a big dip with it. Alrighty. We're rolling. So, that's what's gonna happen. And then we may have something already in the works for Friday. We're waiting to see on that. But yeah, coming down to Louisiana turns out to not be the best move. I was hoping to get a shower today. I think maybe I can get one tonight when I get parked. So I'm going to stay at that Petro. Going to splash on a little more fuel so I can hit gear 5 for the end of the month. And that should give me another Ultra credit. I went ahead and reserved a spot with one of my Ultra credits, the only one I had left. And then, like I say, I'll put some more fuel on so I can get another Ultra credit. I'll get parked and maybe get a free shower. What do you think? So on my way down to my second delivery there in Louisiana, in Harahan, which was right in the New Orleans area, I've only been down to this area really in my 13 years of driving a truck. I figured out only about 2 other times I came down to this area, and it always just blows my mind because it's so different from where I grew up in Colorado. And when you're on that elevated section of I-55 or I-10, where it's miles and miles and miles of you're basically on a bridge because it's all swampland below you. I always find that interesting, so I took some pics. And yep, no basements down here. Nope, you're on swampland. Houses on sticks. And even in the middle of the town and stuff, most of the houses are just sitting up on blocks or bricks or something. Yeah, nobody has a basement. You can't dig down because, you know, you're at or below sea level. What do you think? That always blows my mind too. Why they decided to build New Orleans where they did? It's in a bowl. They have to pump water up out of it all the time. That's why Hurricane Katrina was so bad, you know, because the water goes downhill. And you're on the south side of Lake Pontchartrain. Here's a pic of that. And it's those levees that hold all that water back from rushing over New Orleans. You know, that was the whole issue back in Katrina years ago. So, kind of interesting. Whole different kind of lifestyle down here. I'm on my way to my second drop there in Harahan. And if they're doing construction on this road, and you can tell they've been doing some construction on this road for probably years. And they don't tend to do a lot of construction very fast in the south. And I'm waiting to turn left. A truck tries to turn left from the right perpendicular road. And he didn't cut it wide enough, and so now he's stuck. I can't back up. I've got a line of traffic behind me, Luckily, a guy comes over and moves the construction cone that's blocking the right part of the road. Move it a little bit out of the way. I kind of waved at him, and I had to then edge my truck to the right so this guy can get by me. I'd back up more, but I got cars behind me. What's that? Hang on. Are you okay? Got a line of cars behind me. This guy's trying to turn left in front of me. I can't back up. He's about to hit me. Gotta love this. He didn't swing it wide enough on the turn. Over a little bit to the right, and you can get around there. I had to turn left the other way. I cut my turn wide enough. It's the right turns that are the hardest in these big trucks, where you got to swing out and people aren't expecting that, and they try to get up on your right side, and you're just going to take them out if you do that. But the left turns are a little bit easier, but still, this was a tight one, and you had to swing real wide to do it, baby. Swing them wide. And then, as you saw in the beginning of the video here, yeah, how the load I had then, because after I delivered in Harahan, then I went up to the Petro in Hammond because we weren't finding anything that day, and I knew I needed to get a place to park, so I drove 50 miles back north, got parked, and we looked, and then we just kind of gave up. And then this morning we were working all morning trying to find the load, and of course, as I said earlier, I had that, and then it fell through. So got something else. So here I am, parked at the Petro in Eagan, Minnesota. I topped off my fuel tanks when I got here because it's the last day of the month. So on the TA Petro Ultra One program, your level for the next month is determined by how much you fuel the month before. So in January, this will determine my fuel, or my gear level, as they call it, for February. I always want to be at least gear 4, because then I can use the ultra credits for parking, for the reserve parking, because if you don't, it's $22 at a lot of these places now. The ultra credit, there, that covers that. I actually used one for tonight, but it didn't end up parking in that spot because they only had 5 here, and there was no grass or anything near the one I went to. So I did get a second ultra credit for topping off the fuel. I put in more than 60 gallons, so I'm going to grab my shower tomorrow. I thought maybe I'd do it tonight. It was too cold and too tired. I got stuck in a bunch of traffic on I-10, so I got here later than I expected. So after I get loaded down in West Lake, I think it's called, Louisiana, tomorrow, I got to come back through here. So that'll be early in the afternoon, and I'll just grab my shower then before I head up towards Ohio. What do you think? I had mentioned in the beginning of the last video that I was going to talk more about the e-logs and how the trucking office still is not doing the sleeper berth split break correctly. But this newer dongle that we have on there, it has taken care of all the disconnect issues. I've got the 3 green circles at the top, which means all is well. See right there, the 3 green circles at the top mean all is well. So there's my log, and fairly easy to use. I'm fairly happy with it. I just don't like how it doesn't do the split sleeper correctly. We did get an email from them, and they swear they're working on that, and it should be another week or 2, and that's their best guess. But they said, well, it would really help if you could give us a screenshot when you're at the 7 or 8 hour point and it's not calculating the hours right. I mean, not only am I going to do that, I'm going to do a video all about this trucking office, so you can't say it wasn't, that it's us or something. So I'm going to try to catch it doing a split sleeper. I didn't do a shorter one initially earlier today, so I probably won't catch it today, but maybe tomorrow night I'll be able to catch that and put that video together. Well, just kind of a short one, not much else to talk about. It was only a couple days ago I did the video, but wanted to show some of those pics of the Louisiana area. Like I say, whole different kind of play. I grew up at like 5,000 feet, the Mile High City, Denver, Colorado, 5280, I think that's what it is. Mile High, Golden, where I grew up, was even higher. It was like 5,500, something like that. Where I live in Cheyenne, Wyoming now, we're at like 6,400 feet. I'm used to being at altitude, baby. So to be down here, and it got kind of chilly tonight. There's that huge storm coming across the country again, causing all sorts of havoc with ice all through Texas. It's going to spread up through, I guess it was bad up in Arkansas and I-40 today. Lots of wrecks and everything, and power going out. So it's going to keep going for the next day or so. I'm far south enough, I think, of it, that hopefully it won't be too bad, but I might run through it on my way up to Ohio. But yeah, it dipped down to about 45 when I got here tonight with some wind. And I've always said it, I grew up in Colorado and I live in Wyoming now where it's drier. And 45 degrees there, perfect, shorts weather, baby. But 45 here with the humidity, it cuts through you. It feels much colder. So, God, I can only imagine what like 10 below feels like here. 10 below is bad enough in Wyoming, but, not that it would ever get 10 below here. If it does, the world is ending or something. Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, I tried to give him a little trim. He could hardly see because the hair over his eyes was covering his eyes, and the fur all around his mouth, he kept getting caught in the food and everything, so that's why he looks a little funky. I could have trimmed more around here and under his chin and stuff, but that's about all he'd tolerate with the scissors snaking around his face. I'm not that good at the grooming thing, so when I do it, it looks like a butchered dog, unfortunately. But he put up with it, so at least that'll be good until we can get to the groomer. Oh yes, I love you too. Thank you. Thanks for tuning in. Please subscribe. Please like and comment. I get to your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes takes a few days because I'm a working truck driver. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker at Twitter, where I put up the Rusty stuff. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. Well, if it isn't Sammy Baker Davis Jr. Hey, listen, I got a joke for you. Knock, knock. Who's there? Who? Who? Ellen! We've got an L in the hallway! Alright, there it goes. Yes, the begging strip. The ever-famous begging strip makes the Rusty a very happy dog. Right, Rusty dog? Oh yes, eat it up, baby. Eat it up. Get your treat for the night. Yum, 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 yum. Happy doggy. Happy doggy. Yeah, it is almost grooming time, isn't it? You're getting pretty furry here. Yep. Oh, yes. Oh, I still see another piece down there. Okay, yeah. You're not attacking it quite as fast as usual. Oh, yes. Loving that big and strip. All right, do we get the happy dog look? Rusty! Nope, not quite done. Rusty! Hello! Well, still working on it. All right, come on. I think you got it, buddy.